Public Schools Board of Education meeting. Today is January 28th, 2025, and the time right now is 7:10. Jamie, can we have roll call, please?
Yes, Mr. Heck.
Yes, here.
Mr. Jenkins.
Yes.
Mrs. Myers.
Yes.
Mrs. Teresi. Yes. Mrs. Vincent.
Here.
Okay, can we all stand for the pledge, please? Okay, before we begin, if you wish to address the board during the public commentary, please make sure you fill out one of the forms that's in the back corner, located on that table, and fill it out and bring it up and hand it to our administrative assistant, Jamie. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda tonight?
Yes, there is. We're going to move the closed session. That's underneath new business. We're going to move that to the very end after board member comments. So the closed session that is scheduled underneath new business will be moved to after board member comments.
Do we need a motion?
Just to approve the agenda.
Okay. Okay, so do we have a motion to approve the agenda as revised?
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion from Gary. Do we have a second?
I'll support it.
Support from Darla. Can we have a roll call, Jamie?
Yes. Mr. Jenkins.
Yes.
Mrs. Myers.
Yes.
Mrs. Teresi. Yes. Mrs. Vincent.
Yes.
Mr. Heck.
Yes. And so we'll proceed to superintendent's comments.
I have none for this first time, sir.
Okay,
All right.
then we will move on to public commentary for board agenda items only. Do we have any?
No, we don't.
Next is the board discussion action items, and we'll start with contracted services report. Is there any discussion on the contracted service report? Hearing none?
Oh, is there a new position or a new, someone on the contracted, the reported services? No, it must be on the consent agenda then. Yeah. Okay.
We have a head coach for basketball, seventh grade girls.
Oh, I thought there was someone else. Okay. I was just wondering because I didn't recall that position. It was a health position.
Building health liaison.
Yeah.
We have health liaisons in every one of our buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Some in the upper L, we have some shared positions, but they have them in each of our buildings.
So are they approved? Like how many positions are approved? Is there one for each building or how is that?
Orchard Center and Riverside do not have one that is with them all the time, but they visit that building.
So this will give them, is that where they're going?
This one is going to be at Arborwood Elementary. And if there's a school that has two buildings, they have one in each building.
So they currently don't have one.
They don't have one at Arborwood North right now. They have one
Okay.
at Arborwood South.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
That was right.
Okay. Any other questions on the contracted services report? If not, we will move to the consent agenda. Are there any items that the board members would like to have moved off the consent agenda and moved to new business? I have one that I would like to have moved. That is the Manor Elementary School sixth grade camp. I'd like to have that moved to new business strictly for just a description and explanation for what that is. Okay, so we have a motion, well,
I'll make a motion.
go ahead and make the
Yeah.
motion.
I move to accept the consent agenda B2A through B2D with the removal of letter E, Manor Elementary School sixth grade camp to the new business and consent agenda items be approved.
Do we have support?
Support.
Can we have roll call, Jamie?
Yes. Mrs. Myers.
Yes.
Mrs. Teresi. Mrs. Vincent.
Yes.
Mr. Heck.
Yes,
Mr. Jenkins.
Yes.
and the motion passes. Okay, so now we move into new business. The only item it appears that's on new business is the Manor Elementary School sixth grade camp. Can we have a motion?
I move to approve the Manor sixth grade camp to Camp Kimball in Reading, Michigan, in accordance with board policies for field trips and excursions.
Do we have support?
I'll support.
Do we have discussion? I guess I would just like an explanation, Terry, if you can explain what Camp Kimball is, what the students will be doing at Camp Kimball?
Sure, so, the trip to Camp Kimball is a tradition at Manor Elementary. We were doing it before I was the principal at Manor, which I've been there for about 7 years now. And, we continue to do it, today. So on this trip, there's a lot of, team building types of activities. They have, I remember there's a giant swing that they think about like the science around this pendulum type of swing activity that they have. There's rock climbing, canoeing activities, archery activities, big music activities, arts and crafts. And then there's a lot of nature study, nature trails, and then they link that to the elements of the sixth grade college.
Okay. Thank you.
How many
Any other-
students go?
It is sixth grade last year.
So the whole sixth grade? All sixth grades from all schools? Or just Manor? It says Manor, so I'm assuming it's just Manor, but.
So the total number
Good. This reminds me of one of those programs. Someone made a comment one time at a board meeting that certain elementary schools offer certain things for certain students. And so I'm assuming this would be one of those things that Manor does that other schools don't. Cool.
Do any of the other elementary schools do something similar?
we do something similar. Trying to think, Arbor kids go to, what, I can't remember the name of the camp that's over in Great, Michigan.
Oh, the one along the river?
Yeah.
Holiday camp.
Holiday, I think. Yeah.
And then I don't remember, Mary, what Raisinville,
I don't remember.
I don't think there's an overnight camp.
No, I don't think
My kids didn't do overnight.
the Raisinville does a sixth grade camp still, so.
Yeah, I believe Manor is the only school that does the
Overnight.
overnight camp, which is why that one comes to the board for your approval.
Okay. Thank you, Terry. Any other discussion? Jamie, can we have roll call?
Yes, Mrs.
Do we make a
Teresi.
motion?
Yes, Mrs. Vincent,
Yes.
Mr. Eck,
Yes,
Mr. Jenkins.
Yes.
Mrs. Myers.
Yes.
and the motion passes.
President Heck,
Yes.
we do have a new
Oh.
employee here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And I didn't want to interrupt, but I just feel she came and so.
Certainly,
For
Heather's,
sure.
Okay.
as the tradition.
So, Laurel, if you could step up to the microphone. This is Laurel Pong. She is a music teacher, art teacher. She's going to do fine arts teaching.
Yep.
Correct?
That's correct.
And you want to tell us about yourself and where you've been the last few years at school.
All right. I'm Laurel Pung. I am a music education, or I was a music education major. I just graduated in December. I was student teaching last semester, and then for the last 5 years before that, I was going to school at Eastern Michigan University. I guess a few fun facts is I love cats, tacos, and music.
Oh. Well, we have a tradition. We ask you to come up here and shake our hands, and then we have a little gift for you.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations.
I went to Eastern, yay.
Thank you. Whoa, thank you. Surprise, thank you.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you all so much.
Good.
Thank
Okay, with no other new business and we have no old business tonight, I'll turn it over
Can-
to,
Is this time where we can address old business, or do we need to address that prior to addressing old business?
really needs to be brought to us to put on the agenda first.
Oh, so it has to be on the agenda under
Yes.
old business
Yes.
beforehand. Okay, I'll remember that next time. Thank you.
Okay, we'll turn it over to Superintendent Shaw for
Alright.
his comments.
All right. Well, congratulations, and we are thrilled to have you here, and it's going to be an exciting time for you. So just a few items. So this is Kindness Week, and we have the Great Kindness Challenge on this Friday, the 31st. Everyone is encouraged to wear neon if you can wear neon. Some of us may not look great in neon, but for those that can roll with it, roll on. Career and Technical Education Month. February is the National Career and Technical Education Month. And so Monroe Public Schools is one of the top schools here, obviously, not only in our county, but in the area when it comes to our CTE classes and the number of students that are involved in it. When you think about Monroe High School and roughly 1,500 students that are out there, and we have 800-ish kids that are involved in CTE. And so it's a dynamic group out there. So it's an exciting time for us there. And then late start is on February 5th, and that is a 2-hour late start right there. And for any of those parents out there watching our kids, the weather report is clear for the next 10 days. So looks like everyone's coming to school. That's all I have tonight, sir.
Thank you, Superintendent Shaw. So next, public commentary. Do we have any public commentary on any subject?
No.
Okay, no. Okay, so we move on to board member commentary. Are there any board members who want to have some comments tonight? Mary?
Yes. So I just think that because we don't have any sort of parliamentarian role designated on our board policy, I'm just going to reiterate what I said at our organizational meeting, that I don't feel that that position is necessary. We're an outlier in the state. Other boards don't have that position. So I just, as I mentioned in our organizational meeting, I would like to bring that policy up for review, just in general. So, yeah.
Okay. Noted. Thank you, Mary. Stacy? Okay. Gary? Okay. Darla?
I just have to say, having been parliamentarian, it's a nice role to have someone designated for the community. I liked it. So one of the things I want to address, I have a few things from billing and accounts that I'll get to you, questions that I have from some of the billing stuff. Cassie, I could go through them right now. I'm just looking at the Collins and Blaha billing, mainly from September, October, and November. Just some of the items that are on there, so.
Due to attorney-client privilege, we'll need to do that one-on-one for those bills.
Yeah, I was just bringing up that I had some questions related to that. And then the paperwork that you provided us, Cassie, on the accounts, on those, what am I calling them? Yes, I'm just calling them accounts. So I have a few of those pulled up too, and I'll be sure to get them to you. One of the things that I wanted to bring up is there are topics that I feel are super important. The book review, we brought that up. We addressed those policies, and that hasn't been addressed yet. We talked about creating positions and looking at that process. Then we looked at, one of the things I wanted to bring up is a request for health classes, like what are the videos being shown? I know I sat on that committee that looked at what were the 2 videos, I think it was 2 videos that we approved, was it 2? For elementary?
Yeah.
You.
Different grade
Sorry.
levels. Yeah.
Yeah, and just so a full listing of any other videos that are being shown in any of the health classes, including yours, if we could do that. If those are the only videos being shown, then that's all, but if there's any other videos being shown on content that hasn't been approved by the board, if you have any, I just want to know if there was any. Thank you. So
I will get you a list of
thank
your
you.
request.
Thank you. So this came up recently. There's a policy book, and it references the policy book. If you go online to the policies that are on Neola, they're not updated. And a whole bunch of policies that we updated in just our last year cycle are not included on the Neola update. So when I was pulling policies, I was literally pulling outdated one. And we have a policy that says all policies are kept in the policy book. So who keeps the policy book?
Well, for my understanding, the policy book is what we have online.
So those aren't updated. So how can we get them?
I will contact Neola because I submitted the updates, after you guys make them. I submit the updates to Neola Processing, and they should be updated in here.
Yeah.
I will follow up with Neola and find out. about
Okay.
that.
And literally, like, the ones I found were last updated in like 2022. I don't even think I saw any from the 23 and 24,
They should
so.
have been updated.
Yeah,
I just
so when
got
I'm,
within 2 weeks.
right, so when we're pulling policies that I got updated a year ago or so, we're actually pulling up outdated policies to reference on policies. So thank you for that. Thank you. What is the upper gym design engineering discussion? Is that a plan of what to do up there, or is it just, it's already known what we're doing, we're just planning how to do it?
No, so the conversation, I'm sorry, I'll give it. Nope, you got it.
So that's, in reviewing to remove the upper bleachers and putting like a curtain across, it was advised due to we need to bring the engineers in, our core architect and engineers, just to verify if that railing needs to be extended, or if there's anything else we got to do to make it safe and for the capacity of those students without having those bleachers there. So we got some quotes on demolition of the bleachers, but in doing that, we have to do some further research just to make sure.
And there's no decision made, because it will come in front of the board as far as,
Just budgetary to find out.
yep.
Yeah, that's why I noted it, and I was like, I don't even know what's going on there, so maybe I missed it, so thank you.
Yeah, just, looking at the idea of, we don't use those upper bleachers, to create more space up, in that facility right there. And then just putting a curtain up, and then it could get pulled back for games if need be. And so that way then they could handle that room, could also then be used in a better way for like a volleyball tournament. Also, because it'd be small bleachers that could actually be turned around. So they could
Right.
be used.
I've never seen the space, so I'm not familiar, so that's what caught my attention.
Just gathering information.
Okay. I have some stuff on here that was requested, and I will get with you then, Andy, on those requests. One of the things I wanted to bring up is when we look at how the board operates, and I know Mary was talking about policies and how the board operates, and, you know, I remember discussed this early on when I first got on here, is clarify it, we're not a public body, we're a body that operates in the public. Did I say that right? Okay, so as a body that operates in the public, we have policies that says, how does that work? And according to those policies, we have to discuss stuff, full discussion in front of the public of the stuff that goes on. And then, so there's several policies that I pulled. 143 was the authority. 144.2 is board member ethics. 162 is quorum. 167.4, and I can give this to you, Andy. Administrative participation, and then 168.3 committee meetings. So there's been a suggestion that board members, 2 at a time, meet with the superintendent to talk about board business and board stuff and administration stuff, and those meetings are not public. And so the fact that there's going to be discussion held that's not public, so I went, okay, so what are we going to call it, a committee? Well, we can't call it a committee because the committee has to operate in the public. And so how can we have meetings that operate behind closed doors on information that's discussed, that is information discussed about board business, and it doesn't include a full discussion? So I am making a request and to stop the board engagement meetings based on the policies as I stated, to ensure that we remain a operating in the public and information is shared publicly. And that's all I have, sorry.
Okay. That's something we'll take up with Jeremy, our attorney, to see his opinion on continuing with those engagement meetings.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. Okay, so a few things for myself. Recently, there's been some new bills that have been signed by Governor Whitmer. Some of those will affect the school district. However, our initial review indicates that there's going to be a few minor effects on us. Again, our legal, outside legal counsel is looking at that and how that will affect anything we do, but it appears that it's pretty minor. There's been some new executive orders in Washington from the new administration that may also affect us. It's still unclear where those stand, but as things progress and we get a little bit more clarity from, not only from the Board of Education, I should say the government board in Washington, then we'll have further discussions with our legal staff to determine what effects or what changes that may dictate for us at Monroe Public Schools. Today, we had the work session here in the boardroom. However, I've asked Andy, and we've agreed to, in the future, to hold our work sessions in the front conference room, except when we expect a large community involvement, as we did tonight. We knew the restructuring, as we will do on the 10th as well. We'll probably have quite a bit of attendance, so we will, after that, try and move them to the front conference room where we can have a little bit less formal and more dialogue. Let's see what else I got here. I guess also to the board members, going forward, if you have agenda items for new business or whatever, please get them to me, and we'll see what we can get those on the agenda for the board or work sessions. There is coming up, in particular for Stacy and for Gary, there's the ISD is sponsoring a fundamentals of the school board, CBA 101. That's going to be held on February 15th. It's almost an all-day event from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. But let us know if you can attend that. I certainly recommend it. I may attend that as well.
Where's that gonna be at?
At the ISD on Raisinville Road?
February 15th?
Yeah, it's from 9 to 4. Let's see what it says. I'm assuming we have to,
You just have to let us know and we'll get that.
okay, we'll get that to them.
Jane will take care of signing up.
Okay,
If you just let me know, then I will get it signed up. for the conference people.
okay. Thank you, Jamie. Then, okay, and then last on it's this Thursday, correct? This Thursday at 10 a.m. And where is that located at?
Here.
Here in the ad
That's
building?
based on what I got.
Yeah, there's a sex education meeting. The Sex Education Committee meets. If anyone else, in addition to Darla, would like to attend, participate, you're welcome to.
What day was that, Tom?
It's this Thursday at 10 a.m. Here, I'm assuming it's in the front conference room or
Probably the back conference.
back conference room. Once you get here, you'll figure that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of space.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay, and that's, I think, all I have tonight. So the next on the agenda is to go into closed session. Do I have a motion?
I move that we convene in closed session for the purpose of addressing the prevention of potential threats to safety of students and staff.
We have a motion. Do we have support?
I'll support.
Motion support. Any discussion? Can we have a roll call, Jamie?
Yes, Mrs. Vincent,
Yes.
Mr. Heck,
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins.
Yes.
Mrs. Myers,
Yes.
Mrs. Torricey.
And we are now in closed session.